At long last, Matt Duchene is out of Colorado. The Avalanche traded their star center to the Senators in a Sunday evening blockbuster that required a third team, the Predators, in order to compile enough assets to satisfy a can't-fail Joe Sakic and bring to an end the NHL's year-long melodrama once and for all. 6 players changed organizations. Kyle Turris, the Senators' de facto number 1 center, is Nashville-bound, giving general manager David Poile his greatest depth down the middle ever in the Predators an improved chance at finishing their Stanley Cup business. As a third party, their involvement in the deal reportedly materialized recently in order to enhance an already robust return package, with the AVs getting NHL rookie defenseman Samuel Girard, all-forward Vladislav Kamenev and a second-round pick in this year's draft. More Steven Stamkos is back and might be better than ever. That's on top of the Hull Ottawa sent to Colorado. The Senators are parting with a first-round pick in the 2018 draft and a third-round pick in 2019, as well as forward prospect Shane Bowers, selected 28th overall in 2017, and all-goalie Andrew Hammond, who was in need of a change of scenery as the odd man out in Ottawa's goalie trio. But while the Senators received the best player in the deal, usually a foolproof indicator a team has come out on top, they may not be better for it. In some cases, it will take years to truly determine winners and losers in a trade with so many variables, but let's at least analyze how the teams and players improved or worsened in their outlook as it relates to the 201,718 season. More contender or pretender, sorting out best-worst from NHL's first-month winner Matt Duchene. Phew. That took a while. For all the rumors and ceaseless questions about his future, Duchene navigated the trials and tribulations of the last 2 years with as much professionalism and grace as anyone could have expected. And in the end, no one was a bigger winner Sunday than Duchene, who has been granted a fresh start with a vastly more talented team, one that came within an overtime goal of reaching the Stanley Cup final a year ago. It's funny. When the trade call came midway through Colorado's 6-4 loss to the Islanders on Sunday, Duchene all of a sudden snuck off the ice behind injured teammate Blake Comeau, never to be seen again in an AV sweater. A fitting end to this bizarre saga. Matt Duchene left in the middle of the game after Colorado traded him to Ottawa. Pic.twitter.com IDS 5SF2XRF, Sporting News at Sporting News November 6, 2017. Matt Duchene in street clothes leaving the arena while the Avalanche play the Islanders. Pic.twitter.com RVexWoo2, Brady Trett and Arrow at Brady Trett November 6, 2017. Duchene has been the first to admit a nightmarish 201,617 got the best of him. He had been making the most of a terrible situation with 4 goals and 10 points in 13 games to start the season as he tried to turn the page. Now he can finally do that. We'll see where and how he factors into the Senators' lineup. Their next game is Friday, part of the NHL's Global Series in Stockholm against none other than the AVs. But at 26, surrounded by world-class players like Erik Karlsson, Mark Stone, Mike Hoffman and the like, the arrow is pointing up for Duchene, who should be able to top 60 points for the first time since 201,314. More KHL's Olympic power play could further deplete U.S. Canada talent pool. Loser Senators casting a knee-jerk loser label on the Senators is a bit unfair. They were dealing from a difficult place ever since contract negotiations with Turris, a pending unrestricted free agent, turned turbulent, a reason this deal was left for dead only a few days ago. So, in a sense, pulling Duchene out of that situation is a positive. But in stepping back to view the deal more broadly, the Senators are only marginally better, at best, while their biggest ailments remain. Duchene is an upgrade over Turris, to be sure. Though their point production has been similar, the former benefited from an unusually high 14.6% shooting percentage and 201,617, when he netted a career-best 27 goals. Duchene is the more dynamic offensive player and should see a bump in production away from Colorado. Scoring hasn't been the Senators' issue this season, though. They rank 7th in the NHL at 3.57 goals per game, but they're break-even in goal differential and rank dead last in scoring-adjusted Corsi, indicating there are deeper issues on defense that will need to be addressed if the Sens are to make another deep playoff run. Not to mention they'll need to extend Duchene, a free agent after the 201,819 season, in order to justify sending what amounts to Turris 2 first-round picks and a third in order to get him. More Canucks prospect Michael DiPietro sizes up his path to the NHL winner Joe Sakic. For all the blame the Avalanche general manager deservedly absorbed for creating a sour Duchene situation with his stubborn approach to maximizing return, well, this deal just might cause people to forget the Ryan O'Reilly disaster. In sum, Duchene netted Sakic 3 blue-chip prospects plus first, second and third-round draft picks. The way the Senators are trending, that 2018 first-rounder could fall in the 10 to 20 range. And while none of this helps the Avalanche in 201,718, the tools are there for Sakic to build on what already looks like a promising young nucleus, one no longer encumbered by uncertainty. Perhaps Sakic's greatest win Sunday. Note: 2018 first to call is top 10 protected. If odd ends up there, Sens have option to keep. If they do, call gets 2019 first, no matter what. Elliot Friedman at Friedganic, November 6, 2017 film session on Connor McDavid and the elements of speed. Winner Kyle Turris signed a 6-year, $36 million contract extension with the Predators on Sunday upon the trade's completion, a win in both term and figure. The Senators were unwilling to commit to the 28-year-old so heavily, with top center prospects Colin White and Logan Brown on the cusp of becoming NHL regulars, and reportedly refused to offer a term beyond 4 years. In Nashville, Turris' situation is worlds better. He'll play more sheltered minutes as the number 2 center behind Ryan Johansson, a reprieve from the top option duties had taken on in Ottawa ever since the organization traded Jason Spezza in 2014. He's a part of the Predators' core now and is well positioned to thrive. More Nikita Kucherov's case to join Crosby-McDavid Carlson discussion. TBD. Predators like Duchene for Ottawa, Turris didn't come cheap for Nashville, either. Parting with such young, promising assets like Girard, 19, their best defense prospect, and Kamenev, 21, who's been playing well for all Milwaukee with 3 goals and 8 points in 10 games, is a tough price to pay for Turris. Poile did manage to keep 2017 first-round pick Eeli Tolvanen, who's quickly become the Predators' most dynamic forward prospect, so it's not a complete wash of the future. He also got a top 6 forward without touching a member of the team's dominant defense corps. No small feat after months of rumors involving Ryan Ellis or Matthias Ekholm. Regardless, Poile's message is unmistakable: the defending Western Conference champions intend to strike while the iron is hot. And the success of this trade will hinge on whether the Predators hoist the Stanley Cup at some point over the next several years, preferably 2018.